A fine Friday salutation to you. Parables spoken by Jesus. They're great reminders of how God sees us. I love the parables. Seems to me I can always glean something new from something Jesus said that seems a little bit, odd if we take it at face value. But this, I believe, is an eternal truth about the parables. It shows us that value and significance are the benchmarks of what God thinks about all of his creation. It's what he thinks. There's value and significance. Happy Friday to you as well, Doug. Hope you're having a great start to your weekend. Even if you sometimes think that you're not all that important, and let's be honest, sometimes we all think that we're not all that important, you are truly noteworthy in the kingdom of heaven. In the kingdom of heaven. Today's verse is a wonderful reminder. Very simple. Love this verse. Love what it says. Luke 12:6, the New International Version says it this way. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 pennies? Yet not one of them is forgotten by God. 5 sparrows for 2 pennies. When you consider that in the context, sparrow was the cheapest meat sold back in Jesus' time. They were practically given away. This 2 pennies means 1/16 of 1 denarius. A denarius was a day's wage. So it's for basic laborer. Basic cheap wage was a denarius. So I guess you would call it minimum wage, right? So minimum wage was a denarius. This is 5 sparrows, 1/16 of a denarius. Very, very low value for humankind. I remind you, God had a reason for everything he created. Each kind of animal has its own unique design for its own intended purpose. Everything is made for a reason and a purpose. This idea also includes each human being. We all have our own unique design, and we all have an intended purpose. We all have been created as part of the master design. Remember that. I want to encourage you with an incredibly important truth today. Even if you feel like you're not really all that important, you and I were created with eternal purposes, not just this side of eternity, not just this time continuum that we are in temporarily. Perhaps, I believe this is true, but perhaps this life is intended for you to be perfected for the next life. Maybe we are just not seeing God's picture for our lives, the big picture. Eternity in heaven with him. That's the big picture. You and I were created for eternity in heaven. If we were created for eternity here, things would be different. Number one, we would last. We'd last forever. You read the Old Testament, the original creation, man, they lasted a long, long, long time before Adam and Eve did what they did and got booted. And then things got changed. God remembers that a creature that is almost worthless in the eyes of man, he remembers these sparrows. They are brought before him, every one of them. Surely you are not forgetting either. Remember, you're not forgotten. You're not forgotten. You have tremendous value. There's an eternal value that we must remember, that we must grab hold of, that we must hold when things are challenging now. Go, no, I'm going to make it through, man. My eternity is waiting. This life will be good, but boy, that life is going to be great. And right now, things are just a challenge. Hold on to the truth that God is creating you. Paradise is anxiously waiting for your arrival. Paradise is actually anxiously waiting for you. Think about that. Think about paradise. This isn't paradise. This is a place we're walking through. This is not our home. Yet today is important for us to consider just how valuable we are from God's perspective. Consider that. Look at yourself from God's perspective. He values sparrows. My goodness, how much more valuable are you? I hope we all grasp the depth of our value and the value of those we interact with. I know, that's the hard part. But these people, I know. I get it. I get it. We all have a perception. Here, let me help you with something here. They think you're weird. They think what you believe is nuts. I know. We think what they believe is nuts. We look at this person and go, what the heck are they thinking? Wait a minute. They think you're crazy too. But wait a minute. Look at them through the eyes of God, from God's perspective. They have great value. Maybe it's up to us to reach out, to be understanding and loving and kind. God's blessing to each and every one today. I hope you have a most wonderful day. I want to pray. Father, I pray for our understanding of our importance to you. I pray that dominates us today. I pray, Lord, that thought supersedes all other ones. When we are challenged, when we are pushed, even when we succeed, may we take all that with a grain of salt and realize, my importance is to the creator of the universe. I can't wait, Lord, for that day when we each get our turn to leave this time and enter your time, eternity. May we grasp the meaning, I pray in Jesus' name. I hope you have a lovely Friday. Looking forward to the weekend. See ya.